10 seconds.
Best of luck. Can I get a fly check?
6, 5,
Okay, fade to black.
3.
They're Branniger and the Hawk.
To celebrate Garfield having his own ravioli, Garfield round ravioli, we're throwing him a surprise party with a year's supply. So after I show him these plump, meaty ravioli, we'll pull back the curtain and yell Garfield, this was supposed to be a surprise!
Tell you what, fill this place back up, and I'll come back and act surprised.
Garfield round ravioli, the only round ravioli in meat sauce that's Garfield approved.
Isn't my ravioli fun?
Don't bitch to me, boss man. Thanks to the latest budget cuts, I'm down to using grade F meat.
Wouldn't it be wonderful if there was some sort of common solution to both our problems?
That would be great.
Hello, everybody. I'm the Loud House Critic, one guy with 1,000 views and all the episodes I must review. So here we are in the beginning of November. I don't know about you, but I'm real excited for Thanksgiving Day. So much food to put on the table. Speaking of, let's find out what's cooking in the kitchen with Dis the Cook. Funny, I didn't know we were making fun of Kiss the Cook. The 40th episode and the 239th episode in season 5 of the Loud House. So I heard about this middle school lunch lady was actually holding a grudge against Lincoln and his older sisters. I thought this was going to be an unpleasant episode. Not that it's because it's in season 5, it's the way the plot kind of sounds toward me. I thought this was going to be another porn torture episode on Lincoln. Kind of like when another character, Mr. Bullhoffner, who gives Lincoln so much crap. But can this first dish actually serve me something pleasant to enjoy? Or am I better off just to kill the cook? Kill the cook? I like that.
It's Turkey Leg Tuesday. Next. God damn!
That's one big ass turkey they had to slaughter. It's a good damn thing I'm actually reviewing this episode, especially when it has turkey in it. And that's the centerpiece of the dinner table of this month. Speaking of turkey, eat that motherfucking turkey.
Wait, Chef Pat, I think... Next!
How come Clyde gets a big-ass pheasant leg, everybody else gets an average turkey leg, and Lincoln ends up getting a canary's leg? If you ask me, that kind of looks like somebody was trying to shit out a bone.
That thing is tinier than a tick on a tack.
Wow, you just figured that out in 2 seconds. Hey, Liam.
I don't know why I get my hopes up. This has been happening ever since we started middle school.
Who the fuck got school tortured like this? Doesn't need to be shown in the fucking cartoon to see how the other kids are gonna feel miserable at middle school. Let's see what kind of bullshit Lincoln had to suffer ever since he started this middle school.
Wiener Wednesday is where it's at.
And death.
Damn, all he get is bloody ketchup, no wiener in the bun? Oh, excuse me. No adult joke attended. I just felt dirty saying that, and it makes me think of Sausage Party.
Ça c'est toujours délicieux.
Wow, so mignon! This is the best Fishy Friday ever!
Fuck you, McBride. How the fuck is he getting everything bigger than everybody else in this school? Are his dads really hiding Rosie O'Donnell in their attic?
She needs to get laid bad. I hear there's a gigolo place down the street called Green Eggs and Ham. It should fix her right up.
I don't even know you.
A frozen fish stick?
Seriously?
That's bullshit!
That's bullshit, I call. It's like, what the fuck's her beef with Lincoln anyway? Why the hell does this fucking shit gotta keep happening in Lincoln, God, huh? What did Lincoln do to deserve this? But who's gonna give a fuck anyway? Just like the whole universe hates Charlie Brown. And I can't tell why. So Lincoln sneaks into the back kitchen to find out what Chef Pat's beef with him. And
Tell what else you get, Big Daddy.
And he's staying.
Hello? I really need to speak with you. Do you have a second? Did I do something to make you angry? 'Cause the lunches you've been giving me have been pretty inedible.
inedible? Fuck, you can give an orphan that kind of food and they still be hungry. I'm not sure if the principal is actually aware of this shit, that the chef is actually serving Lincoln this kind of bullshit, tiny food size. She and the chef should actually be fired. That's child neglect.
Nope. I got no beef with you.
Beef! I see what you did there.
I don't know why, that actually makes me laugh so many times, and it makes me think of this.
I got no beef with you.
Get it? No beef? Excuse me.
Mommy, that's scary as fuck.
Fruit, carbs, and ham. All the food groups.
Be still my beating heart.
There's no way in fucking hell you can actually sew a whole ham down in the blender. And why the fuck did she even bring a blender to this school anyway?
Hey, Lynn, something's going on with Chef Pat. It feels like she has a grudge against me and I don't know why. I've never done anything to her.
Chef Pat has some weird grudge against me, too. I've been getting bogus lunches ever since I started middle school, while my friends have been chowing down on grade A grub.
Survey says...
Oh, my! Ariel? Yeah, it's too late from our end, unfortunately.
God damn it.
There's something about that sentence that doesn't feel right of what Lynn said there. Because I don't think I remember something like that actually happening in Middleman as she was explaining her backstory. But wait a minute, why would Pat even be doing the same thing with Lynn Loud Jr.? Then again, I can't even imagine why, if it's something that Lynn did.
Well, I didn't do squat to her. Maybe one of our sibs did.
We gotta find out. I can't keep getting bad lunches. You with me?
Heck yeah, I am. I'm getting tired of liquid meat.
I'm starting to like this now already. Good callback to The Loudest Yard. I know, something about this episode actually kind of worked a little more better than The Loudest Yard did.
God damn.
We're gonna find out who wronged Chef Pat? We'll need to use the 3 Ds of detective work. Diligence, distraction, and disguise.
Would this actually be a good or a bad moment for him to play David Steele at this time? Because he seems to be going into that detective mode.
We may not find the answer tonight,
Where are you going?
or tomorrow, or even this week. But when we do, all of our hard work will be worth it.
Boy, wake up!
Just talk to everyone. Nobody knows why they got bad lunches. Luann said the food was so bad, she couldn't even make fun of it.
Survey says...
It's always the brave girls that get killed first. The suspicious girls stay last. Yep. The paranoid suspicious girls, we last.
Luna gave up after a week and started eating in the band room.
Good gosh, Luna. I would have done the same shit too.
Survey says...
Some context. This was an age where helpless lady protagonists were still kind of a thing, but they were being replaced.
And Lenny said the slop she got was totes yuck.
Survey says...
Children thinking for themselves and having their own opinions. What's the world coming to?
That only leaves one sibling who could have wronged her.
I should have known!
Why could I not be too surprised it would have been Lori, since she was the oldest kid? I mean, Lori did start off as a bitch in the first season until she started getting more better in further seasons, and doesn't get shown much in season 5, or season 6 for that matter. Then again, it was a good damn reason that she didn't appear in the taunting hour.
Get the fuck out of here!
What did you do to Chef Pat?
Yeah. Whoa, hi to you guys too.
Excuse me? What did you say?
She's holding a grudge against the Louds, and it's making our lunch period miserable.
Chef Pat, I didn't... Oh, wait, I just remembered.
Aha! We caught the guilty one! Wait a minute, something doesn't feel right about this. I'm having a feeling that Lori isn't somehow too connected with Chef Pat.
Anything you want to, tell us?
It was the first day of middle school. I had just gotten a brand new cell phone.
Shoot, how many times are we gonna see the adorable little Lori Loud? She's just so cute this way. But why is she much shorter than all the other kids? Then again, her first year of middle school. Face the facts, that was real cheesy.
This is bad. Real bad.
You had a bad day! Let me tell you a little bit about my day.
I get dumped in the garbage can after I asked if we were having pizza Friday. Yeah, bet you didn't know that.
It's not even the worst part. The soup was so thick and cheesy, it wouldn't come out of Chef Pat's hair, so she had to shave her head.
You know, I hate to admit it. I think Lori did deserve to be kind of bald in Ghost. Because if you think about what the fuck she just said, she lost most of her hair in that episode.
God damn!
Did you ever apologize?
I was mortified. I never showed my face in the cafeteria again.
Pussy. Shut up, Venom.
Look, I'll send her a nice text with a sorry face emoji.
No, the apology has to be in person.
Hey, there was a one time I seem to recall that Lori told Lincoln that actions speak louder than words after Bobby broke up with her, just because Ronnie Ann got her fucking feelings hurt.
The little brat!
I live 3 hours away.
Fine, text away. But if it doesn't work, I'll be calling you every day for the rest of middle school whenever I get a bad lunch.
Yeah, me too.
Watch your tempers, everyone. So Lori actually arrives in Royal Woods Middle School, and this ought to be fun.
Isa, I feel like you're upset. And you know what cures being upset?
Shut up!
You shut up.
Shut up! It doesn't matter!
Morning, Chef Pat. My sister Lori drove all the way from college to tell you something.
Yeah! Go on.
Apologize. Are we really doing this?
Just do it.
So, there's a chance you don't even remember this. It was literally like such a small faux pas, but I was once a tiny bit responsible for spilling soup in your hair, and I just want to say I'm so sorry for that. And on the upside, you really pulled off the bald look.
Don't sugarcoat shit like that. If you do that, you be getting sued by Britney Spears of reminding her how bad she looked.
Oh! No thanks!
Oh, I almost forgot. I brought you a peace offering all the way from Fairway U. Go birdies!
Somehow, I can't even put my foot down on what that bird's name was from the regular show. It's been so long ever since I actually saw the movie. But I think I mentioned his name in the review, Don't You Forget About Me. I think it was Mordecai.
There's coffee stains in this.
It's vintage.
Is that all you got?
Meh.
Wow, that actually went better than I thought.
That's what you think. Ah! But you couldn't be more wrong.
Looks like your apology has been accepted. No.
Lincoln, that was literally raw beef.
Survey says...
She kicks the shit out of that wolf.
What the hell?
What are you so happy about? Finally get your first chin hair?
It's French Fry Friday, and let's just say things are looking up for me in the lunch department.
Yeah, and by the way, judging by 5 minutes left of this episode, something bad is actually going to happen to Lincoln at this point.
I'll have a plate of your finest French fries today, extra French. Huh? Uncooked potatoes?
What the fuck? What is this depressing bean?
What about the mug? I thought we were cool. Next!
Lower your voice.
You know, her shouting next just like that reminds me of this annoying bitch from a stop motion show called The PJs.
Oh, you're still out there? How rude of me. Next! Why the hell can't I ever go to HUD and get what I want?
So later we come to Lynn and Lincoln at the Flips Food and Few.
I don't get it. Why is Chef Pat still punishing us?
Oh, you two cross Chef Pat, huh?
The fuck are you doing?
I won't even fucking ask what the fuck you're actually doing in that slushy machine.
Well, she's a tough cookie, Chief.
Hey, wait a minute, what the hell?
How do you know?
I'm starting to feel bad for all the customers who actually shop here. This is why I'd rather go to Speedway.
I wonder if that guy ever wiped his ass with the wrong hand.
Yeah, me and Pat go way back to high school. Hey, my lemonade!
Oh, wah.
Would you stop complaining? You see right there? That's us playing dodgeball.
Oh, that's you?
No shit, of course it's him if you remember a Flip, Miss Carol. Wait a minute, you weren't even part of this time-traveling bullshit. I'll never forget the time how you were wearing that fucking looking funny elf costume.
Yeah. Hey, those were pre-nacho cheese days.
Ew, dude, don't do that with your beard gut. That's what I hate in some cartoons, when a fat person pulls their beard gut up, and then it drops down. That's kind of disgusting.
Lynn, look who else is in this pic. Is it possible Chef Pat has a beef with Mom?
Holy shit.
Of course, there's a possibility of why we gotta blame the parents for everything. It's not how the way the kids are, it's how the parents raise these little guys. Let's find out what Rita's actually hiding. As bad as she and Lynn Sr. were trying to hide Lincoln's birth story, which I still find pretty bullshit that a bunch of teenagers actually wrote that one.
Pat and I were besties all through high school. See, this picture was taken on the last day of school. There's me, Chef Pat, and Zach's mom.
Whoa, excuse me? You were actually friends with Zach's mom? Okay, something doesn't feel right about this picture. Especially from a certain episode that I just reviewed during September.
There's something going on around here that just don't add up.
I remember this like it was just yesterday.
That's crazy, right? Last lunch swap of high school girls. I have a PB&J with homemade peanut butter and blueberry compote.
Wow, Pat, you're such a foodie.
I don't know about you, but the way how Rita looks at this point at the age of high school, I do actually find that she's pretty attractive and makes me want to go back in high school, and I better stop getting sidetracked and get back onto this review before anything else happens.
Hands up!
You okay, Flip?
Who's that?
Shit. Filippini's testicles had already dropped just like that? As bad as how they made the Ward character from Disney's The Sword in the Stone found like he went through puberty. What the fuck was Disney thinking at that time?
But I've got to get back to the castle. They'll want me in the kitchen.
He was a monster. The biggest fish I ever saw.
Honestly, what the fuck?
Oh, while I have you, graduation party this Saturday. My house, it is gonna be so fat. Come to think of it, I should be the one holding a grudge. Pat never showed at my graduation party.
So what's going on with this threesome anyway? Sexy, Recon, Super Charlie's Angels? Oh, I could be your Bosley.
Sorry, but I did.
No, it's fine. He sucks.
And it was fun. Pop even brought a hovercraft over from the base.
You get a hovercraft, but when I ask for a flamethrower on my birthday, it's too dangerous.
Survey says...
Yeah, I can actually see when you put Lynn and Flamethrower together,
you get a complete motherfucking disaster!
That's like giving Izzy from Total Drama a freaking chainsaw. So now that we're on to the Royal Woods Middle School, Lynn and Lincoln actually have a beef with the chef.
Let's cut to the chase. Why are you punishing us? We know we didn't do anything to you, and neither did our sisters or our mom.
This is bullshit. We didn't do anything wrong.
Yes, you did.
We saw the pictures of you two. You guys were besties. She even invited you to her graduation party.
No, she didn't.
Whoa, okay, that zoom in was a little too extreme on that girl's face. I could practically see her nose hair.
I'll never forget the way she totally dissed me.
Well, I guess that's the reason why they call this episode Diss the Cook. Y'all sure y'all couldn't manage to kill the cook instead?
It'd be funny if it weren't so pathetic. No, what the heck, I'll laugh anyway.
Graduation party, my house.
Okay, that music and Rita actually doing these kind of poses kind of really turned me on.
Ow! That really hurt.
Thank you, I kind of needed that. Next time, just aim to my neck instead of my back. This shit really stings.
Here's an invite for you. Cool. And one for you.
Got one.
And one for you. And two for you. Heads up.
What are you doing?
I'll be in my room with the door locked.
Excuse you.
Oh, yeah.
That's gotta sting, right? Even if your heart's made of wood?
Hey, Patty, wanna save some dough and carpool to Rita's shindig? I heard there's gonna be a hovercraft.
Okay, that was too satisfying. Especially when we all know what became of Flip into the future, and yet he never changed his ways after when we saw fucking Flipmas Carol. The season's already having some bad character development.
Doesn't sound like our mom.
Yeah, she said she invited you.
Psh, of course she says that now. But do you have any proof?
Ew. Ew, no, sit up.
No. And I suggest you two get used to eating slop for the rest of middle school. Next!
Let's eat her brains.
That won't be necessary, my friend.
Now we end up back in the Loud House as Lynn and Lincoln are actually comforting Rita and trying to get to the bottom of the matter of all this bullshit slop serving in the cafeteria, which I'm very glad I have never eaten back in school. Here comes one of the most oddly random television writing itself.
Okay, let's go over this one more time. Are you sure you invited Chef Pat to your graduation party?
Yes, absolutely. I was in the library handing out invites. I'll never forget that cookbook Pat was reading. A Chewed Awakening, Pickled Herring, and Other Icelandic Cuisines.
My God, America is imploding.
You know, something about that book seems so ironic and so laughable that somewhat it actually fits with this episode. Yeah, before you even comment about what oddly random television writing itself bullshit am I talking about, just wait for it. We're getting there now as we get back to the Royal Woods Middle School cafeteria.
Chef Pat, our mom did invite you to her graduation party. She put the invitation in your library book.
What?
What? You said what first? I didn't say what first. I asked you what. No, you said then what, and I said what. No, I said what?
You said what first?
My library book? Well, then how come I didn't see it?
You're blind as a bat.
I swear, if I catch anyone drinking my soda like that way, you know what I do? I want you to imagine this.
I think I see him.
Now it all makes sense.
Wow, what a breakthrough. Just like the end of Ordinary People.
The invite must still be in that book.
You know, I wouldn't be too sure about that, because what if somebody else actually checked out that book and actually found an invitation? So the three of them actually raced down to the actual library to actually find the book.
There it is! Woohoo! Mystery solved!
Woohoo! We did it! We did it! Oh yeah, yeah, yeah!
No eating shitty food. Hey, eating shitty food. Okay, all joking aside from that movie.
I owe you guys a big fat apology. I feel terrible about all those lunches of yours I ruined.
We're good.
Ha! No!
You know, there was no fucking stupid reason for her to go do stupid shit like that to any certain kids in the actual school that she'd be serving. Nobody should be playing fucking favors these days. And I still find it oddly how that invitation was actually still in that book the whole entire fucking time. Did nobody actually manage to actually take it out of the book the minute they were flipping through pages? Then again, I don't know who else would actually read a book like that.
Thanks, you guys. Sad thing is, I really wish I had the chance to go to your mom's graduation party. That was a once-in-a-lifetime event.
Guess I'm done for the day.
Maybe not, Your Honor. Hold on.
Thanks for doing this, Mom.
Anything for a friend. I will say it's nice to have everyone back together.
There's something about Lynn Sr. and Dr. Scuttlebutt, I mean Dr. Shuttleworth, that don't seem too fitting of this graduation party. And I will actually tackle this subject as soon as I'm done.
That was awesome!
Seeing Albert actually here at this graduation party, it's kind of making me think about a future episode that might seem a little, let's say some things might piss so many people off about his girlfriend.
This party is everything I always dreamed it would be.
So glad to hear it, and thank you for all the delicious food you brought, Pat.
No problem. I owe your kids some good meals.
Well, I'm glad they're actually still friends. And is there no good reason that Chef Pat could actually change her clothes? She's not even on cafeteria duty.
We stick together and can see it through, 'cause you've got a friend in me.
Filippini!
He'll be alright, I'm sure. Maybe she'll kill him.
This has been Dis the Cook. I was so close of disliking this episode because there seemed to be a lot of plot holes in this episode. First off, that Chef Pat has been giving the Loud kids terrible meals, but in Middleman, Lynn was actually given some kind of meatball sub from her. Then again, Lynn would have possibly actually got that from home. And somehow Chef Pat wasn't even in that episode. Speaking about Pat, somehow when she was not being invited to Rita's graduation party, how the fuck would she would have known that Lincoln and his sisters are actually Rita's children? And how the hell could she not have known that Rita actually got married to Lynn Sr.? I'm not even sure if Pat actually got a hold of the Loud's records and even noticed that they belonged to Rita, especially when her and Rita were actually classmates. And speaking of classmates, remember Zach's mom? Somewhat, Rita and Pat were actually friends with Zach's mother, but in Stall Monitor, Rita and Lynn Sr. had never actually met Zach's parents before. These two plot holes just really confused me. I felt like they were just kind of making shit up as they go because they had nothing else to think of while they were writing. Speaking of writing, remember the episode The Sweet Spot? Well, with Lynn Sr. actually being at Rita's second graduation party at the end of this episode, but somehow it doesn't even seem clear enough if he actually went to Royal Woods High School himself. But although he does make a reference in attending prom with Rita in the episode The Sweet Spot.
Ooh, honey, it's our prom theme.
I'd rather kill myself.
Yeah, with all the plot holes, I was nearly close about putting this in the orange section. But there is a huge saving grace to this episode that actually works out. And that was the Lincoln and Lynn Jr. teaming up. This was actually a great thing that happened in an episode by far. Especially when Lincoln is actually teaming up with Lynn. But let's be honest here, Lynn Jr. is not one of the nicest sisters, not by a long shot. But she's not abusive toward him. And even though she actually burps in his face and walks out on him during a brief, she still managed to come around and still help her baby bro. And would be kind enough to help him out if he really needs it. Especially when you see this in Middleman And maybe kind of with The Loudest Yard. I was just so grateful that this wasn't a friend circled episode. Cause seeing Lincoln hanging around with his friends can be a hit and miss, or a complete failure. But this took the big slice of a pizza, and many of you out there can either disagree with me or actually agree with me when I say this. This episode kind of feels like a first season episode. I say that because season 1 mostly focuses almost entirely on Lincoln, and he was actually the main character throughout the entire show, and his sisters were usually either working along him or against him. Not saying it's a bad thing, it's just going back to how the way the Loud House started out. And it does have a few episodes where Lincoln actually does team up with his sisters, a really good example for Bros About to Rock. And it did feel so much earthbound with this episode. I just hope and pray we actually get more Lincoln and teaming up with his sisters episodes, unlike with Lucy and the Morticians, Luann and Mr. Coconuts, Lisa and Todd. But much likely, This the Cook isn't actually a perfect episode, especially when you really want to look into it. But somehow it still feels fucking impossible that Pat would have not noticed the invitation, even if it was floating in mid-air. It's a good solid episode. Lincoln teaming up with Flynn just made it work even better for this episode. Few heartstrings tug, but I can just say it's a very certain strong contender to recommend, worth a watch. This has been the Loud House Critic. Let's bring on dish number 2.
In the loud house, duck, dodge, push and shove is how we show our love. In the loud house, gotta love mom and dad, but not going completely mad.